Hello everyone. How's are you doing? Okay, let me be honest from the beginning. I kind of fucked up. I thought I would have more content for you guys, but I kind of recorded Kimmy Howell, and I thought this was going to be another episode, but of course, it was not. So, since I can't really record tonight, I have to do this whole concept artist thing, try out. I am going to do this griefing. The whole thing I told you about not or how to reply to people on YouTube and other sorts on the internet, because there are moments where people are going to be dicks to you and you're going to go, why? Why are you doing this and why are you saying this? Um, and at first, you would be right to go up to a person and say, you're a fucking noob. Fuck you and all that. But don't. This. Let me see if I can get an example. I mean, I've received a comment previously in one of my old videos. Let's see. Hidden boss. Right now I'm checking through my emails. I should have something about YouTube filter. I should put myself a YouTube filter somewhere here. Is that the one? Ah, there we go. Okay, so let me tone down the music a bit because I can't even hear myself speak. Alright. Unknown person X, because I'm gonna blur out this name, says, what the fuck is wrong with you talking like that? Gosh, I so fucking hate this video just because of the way you talk and shit you are saying. Now, my average answer, maybe like 5 years ago, would have been, yo, go fucking eat a dick and stop watching my videos, you son of a bitch. Add a bit more flaming to it, and that would be my answer in the past. Now, that is completely wrong because you do not want to start a fight with a flamer. If you answer, then you're going to start a fight with a flamer, and there you're stuck in an endless argument where this person is going to be constantly replying to that reply that you did, and you're going to be wasting a lot of time, and that person could bring his friends too. And you don't want to waste time. It's not about wasting time. This whole thing is about, my personal thing is about making these videos to show off the game. It's all about the game. I do care about positive feedback, and I do care about everyone subscribing and telling me good feedback and suggestions. But I don't need to waste time on flamers, and so should you. So basically, my tip or trick for this is you just delete the comment. Why? It's kind of cold, but listen to this. All right. If you delete the comment, then the flamer, there's going to be no reply. No one else, no other subscribers is going to see this, and then no one else is going to start a fight or continue a fight. Now, that's part one. Part two, let me try to clear up my mic a bit. Part two is that usually flamers will never look back at their comment because they're like, oh, I win this fight. They will not answer to me because my comment was right. And this is why I posted it. So most of the times they will not look back at that comment. And so they won't look back, they won't remember, they'll just have this feeling that they've vented their anger in this one comment. So most likely they'll forget about it, and if the comment is deleted and no one is replying to it, then there's no fight. The whole thing is stopped there. Now, there is a situation where the person can option select and look back to see if you wrote something, and if they are, let's say if they do write a message saying, hey, I've noticed you've deleted one of my comment, what the hell is up, dude? I've strangely never really got into such a conflict, but my personal guess would be just block the guy. I'd say just block the guy, because the person is obviously going for a fight here. Now, if you want to be less cold, then you can just go, I've blocked you for so reason, and this is why I don't want you posting those. Now, if you're dealing with with a person that has sense and not a troll, then they'll be cool with that. But most of the time, you're gonna be if a person writes a comment, like I've said, they just want to flame. So that's another opening for a fight. And I guess if they're starting to flame after your description of what they've done, just block them. End of the fight. If they get another account, block them, and then report both accounts to YouTube. Because you don't need to take maybe 10 minutes of your time to type this. You don't need to start a flame war, you know? You really don't need that. And this is the thing with forums, DeviantArt. If a person's writing either a creepy comment or just a flaming comment, just delete it. Done. You don't need to start a fight. You need to be reasonable about this because, let's say, if it's legit feedback and not just a person trolling, and of course, go check their account. Just check their channel, check their main pages to see if they're usually trolls or if it's just this one time burst of anger. If they're not trolls, then you'll notice it in their profile where they don't think they're the shit and they're not e-fugging. But if they're trolls, block them. You don't need this shit, you know? And if they want to put a legit feedback, then they'll have to put a legit feedback with less spelling errors than a 5-year-old. That's the passing mark. Now, this can be taken into PS3 as well. Because, well, I can't really tell you how to handle Xbox. So far, from what I've seen from Xbox, it's the Wild West. But from PS3, I've had a relatively long time on PS3 and online modes, and basically the same tip can apply to it. And frankly, much faster. Look, if you have a person already, example, Call of Duty chat room, a person starting random shit, and from the start in the lobby, just mute, done. You you click on their name, you go on their profile, mute, done. No more fight. You don't care. You don't need to hear them talking smack. You don't need to hear them talking loud. You do not need to hear them sing. You know, unless they sing well, then props to them. But you really don't need to jump into those kinds of fight. You can just mute. But on another side, a weird thing that constantly happens, or that happens often on PS3, is that you can be chilled to a point where people are gonna add you or do friend requests on their list. And before, I used to take a lot of friend requests. And now I don't, unless I know the person or we speak for more than one game or two. Because eventually, what you'll notice is you'll pile up lists of people that you've interacted with once and don't have many other games in common. And eventually, your list just gets full of those. You won't be able to add any more people. So, like a recent event, during my whole knifing time in Call of Duty, there were two people. They found it chill, and even the other guy. You remember in my previous vlog, the other guy wanted to add me on his list because he calmed down and then he's like, all right, you got me good. So what I did is I left a friend request there. I checked on their accounts to check their trophies to see which game they play and which game we play in common. And if I see Call of Duty, Call of Duty, Call of Duty, and then possibly NASCAR, then I decline a friend request or I just delete it. Because I know we don't have the same types of interest. And I'm possibly going to add another person that has the same type of interest, or another family member, or another workplace member in my friend list, so that I know I'm gonna play more often with. And it's not because it's not trying to be a douche. It's mostly because I don't wanna have this fake friendship where I've only played this one game with you, and I know you're not gonna you don't play this type of other games I play with, or you don't even know what I do. So I kind of have to deny you, and don't take it personally. This is why I don't really like to expose all my information online, because there's this little barrier that happens where you need to let people in from the real world into your accounts, but then you want to make small amount of friends online. You know what I mean? You don't want to open a floodgate, especially on PSG. It happens quite often that I would get to know a lot of people, but then we only played once and they're still on my list 7 months later, blocking people from work from entering my list. So, you got to make those tough calls, but that's the internet for you. Just don't make it too much of a hassle for yourself. So yeah, that's about it, man. Tips: stops the griefing for yourself and just clears your head. Now, a thing I've noticed is there's a lot of people called professional griefers, and they do put a lot of videos on YouTube. Now, I'm a sucker for those videos because I get to see how shitty some people can act. Not saying that the griefers are shitty. No, no, no. It's the people they grief that are just trash. And I guess when it comes to these type of people, okay, how can I describe that? Racist type of people, the people just saying this kind of racist words, just calling people Jews, saying the F word, saying the G word, saying the N word. Frankly, fuck those people. They deserve to be on YouTube. And it's a bit hypocritical of me because, I've just told you not to grieve, but I don't know, there's a point where you get to see. Hell, it's not your job to reply to them. I leave that to the professional griefers, especially the guys from goodgrief.com, where you get to see them encounter the most nasty piece of trash you'll ever see online. And I'm even surprised how bad, how hilariously bad some of these people act. I mean, you imagine like this 8-year-old kid's just spouting the N word all the time. I mean, where are your parents, man? Yo, these type of people, I'm like, all right, just grieve the shit out of them. Done. just open fire. I got nothing against that. What I have something against is just random people getting targeted for griefing purposes. Like if I were to grief the Great Command for no reason, he's a good guy. I have no point in griefing that person. No one should be griefing him. And I didn't like what was posted when he had his two female friends, play Sonic Heroes. That's just fucking morons. The people posting that kind of thing, like they use the C word because they weren't that good at playing Sonic Heroes, and it was their first time. These kind of people, yo, grief, fire away. They deserve that shit. But frankly, leave that to the professional griefers. Don't waste your personal time. Professional griefers will make fun out of these people, put them on YouTube, and expose them for the wow. How can I sum this up in a couple of words? From the illiterate, retarded ignorance that they are. So, good grief, you guys are doing a great job. Even though I'm not too down with griefing, when you guys are griefing the ignorant idiots like that would just target innocent people or just act like douchebag on Xbox, bam, good. Now, off to a last bit of business that's possibly non-related. Binary domain demo on the PSN store. I picked it up at around midnight because I was still working and I was just checking the PSN store, and I'm like, oh wow, binary domain demo, let's just download it. And I know I might sound a bit whiny, but I am not happy at what they did. Mostly because there's a few short things that were cut, like the tutorial sections, the 3 tutorial levels, cut. So people are gonna have to figure out the controls on their own. And Sega, how can I see this? I don't want to be a douchebag, but there's a lot of people that do not pick up and play these controls as easily as you would think. I mean, the best example I would have is that noob IGN reviewer that just went like, "Oh, I kept getting hit, man. I couldn't block." And the guy simply forgot to hold the R2 button. Oh, and oh man, all my attacks, oh, they're missing. Yo, there's a targeting button, sir. If you've checked that tutorial, if you did that tutorial, then you would have learned. But because of Yakuza 4 system where you can skip the tutorial, as good as it is, a lot of people could have skipped it. And then they're gonna bitch and whine about controls they don't know. And especially with binary domain, the whole ally commanding system, the repercussion system, would have been great to have in the tutorial, which they had in the Japanese version. Also, they cut out the ripple link system where you talk on your mic to give orders. They had a cool little video about that, and I don't know why you would cut this out. Maybe you couldn't integrate it yet? No, wait, that can't be. Look, we're on the 15th. Binary domain is out in 2 weeks. 28th of yeah, that's it. So I don't understand why they did this choice. I don't understand why they constantly cut content from the Japanese demo. Um, it would be great stuff to integrate and show the Americans. Like you can command using your voice mic to make quick commands. Like, hey, you, what do you think I should be doing? And then they give you this choice. You can just hold the L2 and then just go, yes, I approve. I don't understand why they're not leaving those in the demo. And frankly, I would love to get this kind of a feedback from you, Sega. I really do. I want to hear your version of why all of this was cut down. And that's mostly because I don't want to have this into a one-way. I don't want to have this into a one-way conversation where I can say, "Oh, you guys are bad," blah blah blah. This is just give me an answer. I want to know why this was cut out. But anyway, if you don't want to answer, that's all good. The more behind the scene you can give people, the more they'll understand your situation. And then, a bit like David Jaffe, the guy shows off as he doesn't show off, but he shows himself as a very passionate person and gives a fuck about his product, and you can feel that in his product. And also the Japanese interviews with the producer of Binary Domain and Yakuza. It gives us a good insight on that guy. Why are you not publishing that to America? Why? I don't understand. We like honesty. Show us this honesty. You know? But, Sega, not my company, not my project, shouldn't be my business, right? But I really get hurt when project with a lot of potential get shoved aside because of, bad marketing, bad advertisement. I mean, okay, even more of a proof of bad advertisement is I jumped on the Mass Effect 3 demo, which I actually knew was coming out yesterday, compared to the Binary Domain where I just, it's in. Oh, alright, interesting. Why haven't you guys updated that blog? Wait, let me see. Let me see that Sega blog right now. Let's see if I can see that Sega blog. I'm overextending this, but I want to see the Sega blog. Let's see, do we have something new? I really hope we have something new. Posted today. Demo is live. How late is this today? Why didn't we get a post maybe a week before? And that's a bit nitpicking, I admit. That's really nitpicking. But the last post before the February 15th was January 11. Why didn't we get a post, let's say February 8th, saying Binary Domain demo live in a week? It's just little things like that. If you know you're going to have a demo next week, just build it up. Just Build it up, get people's attention, tell them, yo, this demo is coming. Then have a Twitter post, and a couple of days after, saying, yeah, the demo is compiling. This is what's gonna be in there. We know you guys want to play this. Play around with the market, or well, not saying play around with the fans, but just play around with that kind of an aspect, you know. Anyway, don't want to tell you how to do your job, but really, step it up. And don't try to fight the Mass Effect 3 demo. This shit has multiplayer. It's a tough competition, man. Anyway, I shall see you all next video. Really sorry, I'm out of content. I'll be recording tonight.